Gojo Satoru, the most popular character within Jujutsu Kaisen, is a complex, amazingly well written, and perfectly imperfect character. Today we are delving into what makes Gojo Satoru the indefatigable god sorcerer he is, and simultaneously a sorcerer who needs to rely on others around him. As a warning, this video will contain spoilers relating to the manga up to chapter 144, so if you don't want to be spoiled, here's your warning. Gojo Satoru, upon his birth on December 7th, 1989, forever changed the Jujutsu world immediately when born, shifting the balance of power from the curses and curse users to the Jujutsu sorcerers, with him being the first in over 100 years to be born with the 6 eyes ocular Jujutsu and the limitless technique, which he's able to use his full potential due to his extraordinary perception and ability to see curse energy flow due to his eyes. The 6 eyes allow Gojo to perceive the world with godly perception and discretion, allowing Gojo to manipulate his limitless technique down to an atomic level. In addition, the 6 eyes allow Gojo to read others' curse energy and identify people based on their output of energy. Due to the 6 eyes, Gojo is able to use the limitless ability to become automatic, allowing Gojo to instantly read projectiles and their danger by its mass, speed, and shape, which is how Gojo is able to avoid damage without even trying. He also uses his 6 eyes to generate a reverse curse technique to keep his brain fresh from exhaustion, so that no matter how much curse output he uses, his brain never gets fried. However, despite this, due to the overwhelming nature of the 6 eyes and the overload on his sensory perception, Gojo wears something ranging from a bandage, a cloth, or dark sunglasses to shield his eyes. Even though these things hinder his vision, he can still see all things around him, but to utilize his infinite void domain expansion, or hollow purple, the eyes need to be fully uninhibited, allowing him to fully access his power with the 6 eyes. If you aren't convinced of his immense and godly power yet, his family and clan, the Gojos, are undisputedly the strongest clan, despite there being only one direct descendant, with that being Gojo Satoru. Guys, there are notable clans such as the Zenin and Kamo family with presumably hundreds of strong sorcerers, and despite that, due to Gojo's immense power, his family is undisputedly the strongest. With a character built so overwhelmingly powerful, with abilities that rival gods, a seemingly undefeatable domain expansion, throughout the story of Jujutsu Kaisen, he is time and time again unable to truly save everyone as he desires, and he's unable to make a difference at times without help from others. Despite overwhelming victories throughout the anime and manga, they aren't definitive victories. In his fight with Jogo, he albeit bodies Jogo and makes a mockery of him in front of his student Itadori. He doesn't kill or permanently stop him. Instead, due to his lack of seriousness and due to Hanami's abilities, Jogo is rescued and able to escape and survive, which results in later chapters in the manga with many people dying due to this mistake. Similarly, he one-shots Hanami with Hollow Purple in an epic and phenomenal scene of animation and artwork. However, Hanami, again similarly to Jogo, escapes and causes destruction in the result of people dying later on. How is a character so powerful, so immensely god-tier, unable to permanently defeat these foes? In part, it's due to his lack of seriousness at times in fighting. But these defeats stem from an earlier root cause. This isn't the first time Gojo has been victorious without truly having victory. It stems from whenever he was a second year at Jujutsu High with his best friend Geto in the Gojo flashback arc within the Star Vessel assignment. Gojo during this time was a godly sorcerer, which is unsurprising, but he wasn't honed in his usage of abilities the same way he is now. In fact, his limitless technique wasn't constantly activated like it is now, and instead he could grow tired from using it. During the Star Vessel arc, this realization that strength is not enough is never more prevalent. Gojo is decimated by Toji Zenin, and the woman he vowed to protect and secure the future of, Riko Amane, is killed. Upon her death, Gojo found the root of all curse energy and ascends to a level of sorcerer we never knew he could, and avenges Riko by killing Toji. Despite this badass moment, he is victorious within his vengeance, but defeated within his goal of protecting Riko. This is where and how we see the humanity of a god, that the seemingly impervious sorcerer is not impervious as we once thought. After all the events of the Star Vessel arc transpire, Gojo asks his sensei if he's strong, and his sensei tells him yes, he is strong, and Gojo states that strength alone isn't enough. He feels he can only save those who are already in a position to be saved. This then leads to the crux of what I believe makes Gojo the greatest shonen sensei. He isn't an ultimate good like some senseis with ambitions only to teach and lead the youth. Instead, he has his own set of goals and ideals. He wants to reform the Jujutsu world from the ground up, and the only way he believes he can do this is by gaining strong allies and teaching the youth the way he believes will lead to a brighter future. As mentioned, Gojo could easily kill every single higher up, and that it would be entirely too easy for him. However, it would result in no progress. Gojo is a character whose ambitions take precedence over the often played out trope of shonen, in which the ambitions of the main character are the joint ambitions of our sensei, in which the teacher guides our character towards their path to ascension. The dichotomy of Gojo is ever enchanting towards me. He's a character whose power is unquestionable, but characters who are gods within anime and manga are often written poorly and used as a crux. Instead, Gojo is balanced. In this world, power and strength alone is not enough. Gojo, despite having his own agenda, is the perfect sensei within shonen. He unshakably tries to protect his students at any cost, preventing and delaying the execution of both Yuta Akatsu and Yuji Itadori, who were deemed that they should be executed by order of the higher-ups. His stance to protect them is enough to keep them alive and protected for the time being, as long as Gojo still stands by their side. Within Megumi Fushiguro, we see at a young age he's brought into the protection of Gojo when Megumi is left an orphan, and Gojo aims to continually protect Megumi as he feels at fault for his orphanage due to his killing of his father. In one of the most significant dialogues within the story, in which Gojo tells Megumi that what he's lacking is his mindset, not his ability. He states that Megumi will never ascend the heights of greatness if he goes for a sacrificial bunt. In fact, he will never even surpass Nanami. Yes, coordination is important, but no matter how many allies any sorcerer has, they always die alone. A harsh statement, but a necessary statement to display the grim reality of sorcerers. There is an inherent meaning of right or wrong within their work. Instead, despite their mistakes or their honor, they must continually press forward to protect others by defeating curses, as it is their duty. So Megumi is told that he should swing for home runs every time, the same way Gojo and Itadori do. And in a simple two-word statement he makes that has now become a mantra of mine, Gojo tells Megumi to be greedier. This statement is entirely profound. Humans often settle for mediocrity, for slightly above average, for their dreams to be put aside in order to live a comfortable existence, to continually go for bunts, never swinging for the stars. Gojo's mentality and philosophy on life is to be greedier, to continually vie for everything he desires, to be unshakably driven and focused. It does not matter that Gojo has failed and been defeated in the past, he will not slow down and stop. Instead, he will seek and desire more. At this moment in the story, if Gojo wasn't already my favorite character in almost all of anime, he was solidified here. This stems back to the questioning from Geto in Gojo's youth, asking, are you the strongest because you're Satoru Gojo, or are you Satoru Gojo because you're the strongest? This question stumped Gojo. Was his identity based upon his immense strength, or was his godly strength due to his identity as Gojo? Although it wasn't answered in this time period, I think it's safe to say he is the strongest because he is Gojo. Again, we see Gojo's humanity and imperfect morality in the Shibuya arc, in which he fights Chozo, Jogo, and Hanami simultaneously. Despite there being hundreds of humans around, Gojo is willing to sacrifice a few to defeat his enemies, and in fact uses his domain expansion for 0.02 seconds, which puts civilians effectively into a comatose state for a few months, but ultimately they regain their consciousness. This thinking is indicative of his immense genius and his ability to gamble on others' lives. What we see mentioned is that they didn't predict that unlike Itadori, who unquestionably saves others, Gojo is willing to be cold and ruthless. That's what separates them. And a completely one-sided fight where we see Gojo's immense confidence shine, with him laughing that they thought they could beat him. We see Gojo decimate Hanami, and in these panels it looks as if Gojo is almost the villain given the immense pleasure we see in his state of monster-level strength. However, as we know, Gojo does lose this fight due to the prison realm being activated in a gimmick-like fashion. Although Gojo has yet to be defeated physically since his fight with Toji Zenin, he is sealed away in the prison realm, unable to save those in Shibuya. And if he wasn't sealed away, so many sorcerers and humans would still be saved and be alive. However, in moments before being sealed, he doesn't look the slightest worried. In fact, he looks calm and confidently trusts in his comrades and students that he has trained and built up into who they are now. He believes they will be able to carry on his torch until he escapes, and as a result, protect the lives of others. Gojo, the defeatable god, is far more than an overpowered character within the story of Jujutsu Kaisen. He is a character who can be bested, a god who has humanity, a sensei who has his own ambition and relies on others. He is the perfectly written sensei within shonen, and it is easy to see why he has grown so immensely popular. Not only due to his immense attractiveness, insane abilities, and nonchalant, cocky personality, his allurement is also based upon his beautifully written character. Gojo Satoru is a modern example for how gods and teachers should be written in shonen, and Gege Akutami has truly outdone himself with the gamut of well-written characters within Jujutsu Kaisen. So guys, if you like this video on Jujutsu Kaisen and want to see more, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Gojo is one of my favorite characters within anime, and especially within Jujutsu Kaisen, which has quickly rose to one of my favorite shows and mangas. As you see, I even have a poster of him within right here. So guys, I really enjoy making videos for you all, and I really appreciate the feedback I've gotten. As always, I'll catch you all next time.